Coach, thank you. We are over 4,000 miles away from where you're seated in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England, and Wembley Stadium. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. From a year ago, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Derek Barnett in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there. Bortles to Lee. 54 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. Room to run past midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Wentz now on 1st down. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And now we're going to get a delay of game. And that's going to back them up halfway. They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
Go right. Hey.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Here's Bortles to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Bortles. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it third down. From the gun, it's Bortles. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. Bortles now already at 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Hey. Lucy. 372. Lucy. Go left.
On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Well, they pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They'll begin the drive with a jive. Jay's gonna go. He's at the 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay, 97 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Elliott now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Bortles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well. A
big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Bortles going to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Lee. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and throw it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Bortles to Cole for the Jacksonville first. Bortles now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10.
72.
A handoff to Fournette. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play. Don't let them in their game.
He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Let's go. 380.
The pitch to Fournette, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Winston, the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Working from the gun, Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Malik Jackson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
On the ball.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And got his man complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 54 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Shorty. Here we go. Waiting. Listen.
Now Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Golden Tate, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Nigel Bradham brings him down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, as they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Right back to him on 1st down. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was the free safety to Sean Gibson who was able to range over and knock it away.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the 1st half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back from the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's a give to Fournette. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80. You. Green is up.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's incomplete. It was the veteran safety Malcolm Jenkins who got a hand in there to disrupt it. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Lee's got it over the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Bortles now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Bortles. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Bortles now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10.
Hey, hold it. Throw that.
Now Bortles again. Completes it to Lee. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. He'll check this one off to Fournette, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Lucy. Hey, hold it. Green is on.
Bortles going to try and throw on third down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Go.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. It's brought in left side by Tate. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. This is Ajayi. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Hang in there now. Ram. Ram.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They begin with a run by Fournette. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Lucy. Shut. 380. Hey.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle.
380.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
72.
On second down, here's Bortles. Looking long for Westbrook. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a big play. Bortles to Westbrook, 55 yards.
I know you don't get anything extra for degree of difficulty, but maybe you should. He's done absolutely everything in this game today, including laying out for that one.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Chris Long in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Following the sack, third and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Lucy.
Now Bortles. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jaguars are back within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was the free safety to Sean Gibson who was able to range over and knock it away.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, second and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They run again with a Johnny. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
372. 372. 77.
Bortles now on first down. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Here we go.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
380. 11B.
On first and 10, here's Bortles. Left side complete, Seferian-Jenkins. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Back to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
380. Hey.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Bortles going to come up here on first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
So a first and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete to Tate. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
I know it was a completion, but probably not the best decision to throw the ball to the middle of the field here. No timeouts. Give a ton of credit to him making the catch and finding a way to get to the sideline and get out of bounds.
Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Waiting. Sunday. Flat.
He's back to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He'll look to throw. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Wentz to throw. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
To throw is Wentz. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. He's gonna let it fly. That's gonna be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's gonna be just about all she wrote for this one. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated because, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Jaguars, a loss would have really hurt. As it stands, they finished the first half at 3-5. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
you